Hey there, here's a help video for 2.4, Graphing from a Story. Let's look at the first one. There are 12 Sour Patch Kids in a bag. At noon, you begin eating them at a rate of 4 candies per minute. And then look at here, they're so nice. They give you the equation there, I wrote right through it. They give you the equation right here in the problem. So we already know what we're doing. This says we're starting at 12. So let me get my cursor here. So we're going to use this line tool. We're going to start at 12, and as soon as you put one click, notice it's ready to go here. And then we're going down 4 every time. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, but for each minute. So I got to go over 1. So I started at 12. After 1 minute, I've got 8. After 2 minutes, I've got 4. After 3 minutes, I've eaten them all. Now, notice I've only clicked twice with those 2 red dots. Some students go in and do this thing, and they say, well, I should have lots of dots. Well, no, sadly, the computer gets confused with that. So you really just want 2 dots, any 2 dots, but 2 dots that are on the line. Let's try another one. A phone company charges for service according to this formula. Charges for n is equal to 22 plus 0.07 n, where n is the number of minutes talked and C of n is the monthly charge in dollars. So what's the rate of change? Well, the rate of change is your slope. So your slope would be the 0.07 n, 0.07. Don't put the n there. So the rate of change is your dollars per minute, or in this case, cents per minute, but $0.07, which is the same as 7 cents a minute. Now, what's the initial value? In other words, what's your monthly base charge? What do you have to pay per month, whether you talk on the phone or not? Well, that's your 22, and that's $22. And I know this question's kind of old-fashioned. Most people have unlimited talk these days on their phones, but we should still be able to find the right parts out of the equation. And here's a video attached right here if you want. Let's try the next one. The number of shoes made at the Sprints factory for H hours can be represented by the equation shoes are equal to 97 per hour. 97 shoes an hour. So, how many shoes would you have made when you first walked into the factory? When the factory first opens in the morning? Well, none, right? And then after 1 hour, it should be 97. After 2 hours, it should be almost 200, and so on. And it's going to be very difficult to make this exact. Just do your best. So I think I got it. So after 1 hour, there's 1 hours between 0 and 2. It's about 100. So I put it there. So just try and see if you can get it close. All right, suppose you're in a submarine 45 feet below the surface of the water. So already I know that I'm starting down here at 45 feet below 0. Now you're ascending, that means going up. Ascending, notice this also is a positive 20. Ascending at 20 feet per minute. So after a minute, I should have gone up 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. There we go. Make a graph. So start at 45, went up 20, and over 1 minute. Let's try this one. Suppose you're at Albertsons, not my house, but maybe this store. There used to be stores called Albertsons. At noon, you begin walking home at a pace of 1 mile per hour, and this graph tells you what we're doing. It says we're starting at 9, and we're going down 1 for every hour. So of course, this means it'll take you 9 hours to walk home. Maybe you should get a ride. That seems like a long walk. Let's try the next one. Superman is going down to save Lois at 4 miles per second. He starts 22 miles away. So he starts at 22. Now he's going down 4 for each second. Down 4 miles for each second. Let's try another one. I mean, many of these questions have videos. You see, they have videos attached. So if I'm going too fast or it doesn't make sense, try watching the second video. So you get to the family reunion. Uncle Colin has already eaten 9 mini dogs. 9 mini dogs right there. Starts with 9. But then he keeps eating them at 2 dogs per minute. So after a minute, he's eaten 11 dogs, then 13 dogs, then 15, then 17, and so on. Just keeps going up. Prince John has 18 bags of gold. While he's sleeping, Robin Hood steals 1 bag every 2 minutes. And here's your equation. So you can forget the story if you want. You can just look at the math if you like. So this one starts at 18. And what's it doing? It's going down a half every time, or down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. There we go. That's what that says, down 1 over 2. Oh, and there's the old Disney Robin Hood, the fox, and Prince John, the lion. All right. Suppose you're given $500 from your uncle. You put that money in a bank and add $20 per month. What would the equation look like? Notice this says let S be how much you've deposited. So your savings is equal to your $500, then you're adding $20 per month. Now notice I'm using S and M, S for savings and M for months, but that's because the problem says so. Now, how would you figure out how long it would take to get to $10,000? Well, you could say $10,000 is equal to 500 plus 20M. Now, why did I do that? Because this is saying when would your savings equal $10,000? When would S equal $10,000? Well, S would equal $10,000 when you have $500 and you add $20 a month for the right number of months. And you say, well, Albertson, I don't know how many months. Exactly. That's why we called it M, which is a variable, because I don't know how many months either. So, how would we solve this? Well, there's a couple of ways. You could use algebra. If you use algebra, you would take your $10,000. Whoop, I can't write with a mouse. $10,000, and you would subtract 500 from both sides. I can't write like this. Okay, so you're going to subtract 500. Oh boy, this is really hard to write with a mouse. Okay, so that gives me 9,500. Oof. Okay, and then the next step in algebra is you would divide by the 20. So you'd have 9,500 divided by 20. And honestly, that's calculator work. So go ahead and use a calculator. But what you're going to do is you're going to subtract by this number and you're going to divide by that number. Subtract by the number by itself and divide by the number next to the letter. Now, there's some other options. Let me show you on Desmos what that would look like just real quick. Let's see. So if you had a tab open with Desmos, which is also a calculator, you could do something like 10,000 is equal to your savings. Let's call that Y though. And then we also had Y is equal to 500 plus 20. Oops, type right. 20x. Notice I changed it to y and x. Computers and calculators really prefer y and x. And then I'm going to zoom out. So what did I do? I put the original equation and I said, when is my y, when is my s equal to 10,000? So I'm zooming out using the minus there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Ooh, look. So this s equals 10,000, or in this case, y equals 10,000. That makes a flat line. Like this is your savings at 10,000. And then the blue one is your savings as you put $20 a month. And if we click where they cross, we see that when you get to 10,000, you have 475 months. And that's our answer. Now, by the way, just in case you're wondering, 475 months divided by 12 is 39.6 years. So that would take you a really long time to get to $10,000 if you're only saving $20 a month. So if you're trying to buy a car and you're only saving $20 a month, that's going to take you most of your life. So hopefully that helped, and please let me know how you're doing.